we are recording Lansky and the Luch. This is episode number 10. And today we got the Luch back here. Luch, how you doing, man?
I'm doing okay. How are you, Lansky?
I'm fan fucking tastic. And kind of excited about today's episode. We're gonna be talking about metal, music in general, and mental health. And one of the things that kind of got me wanting to talk about this was, I mean, everything that's going on in the country right now, from going back to the Charlie Kirk assassination, all the crazy shit with Antifa, ICE, all this, the government shutdown. There's a lot of issues right now in a tough country, and it can be tough to get through, especially if you're out there busting your ass, working, living paycheck to paycheck, whatever's going on. Mental health is very important, and music can play a huge role in it. So that's kind of what we're doing. And we're also going to talk about some things that we've noticed here on this channel, and uh kind of tie into it. We talk about the warning a lot, and Allie from the warning had a stalker on Instagram, and they were able to kind of find the guy, and they squashed the situation, got him. I think he's banned from Instagram, but he was saying all kinds of crazy shit to her. And there's a lot of that with these girls, we've talked about. And we've definitely had some comments about, oh, they're so beautiful, I love them, and just some, focusing on their looks. And that's not what we're doing here. We're focusing on the music and like who they are as people. um are they attractive? Yeah, sure, but that's not why we're talking about them. you know, them, Baby Metal, Elisa from Arch Enemy, all of them, yes, are they attractive? Of course, but that's not the focus. The focus is the music, and how music really helps us, get through the tough shit. I mean, you know about that, Luch, about just having it kind of as therapy almost.
Absolutely. You can use it, in a positive direction, whether you're working out or, uh, if you're a professional fighter getting ready to fight, whatever the case may be, you can use the energy that it provides you in a positive fashion. So, and going back to what you said about the female artists and that, and we're here to support everybody, and that's why one of the reasons we do this is to show that support, whether it's a male or female band. Uh, it is indifferent, but when it's the females, there's no reason for anybody to, like you said, uh, make peculiar comments that are inappropriate. And for those of you who may not know what inappropriate is, ask yourself, would you say it to your mother?
That man, that is a good way to put it. Yeah, if you wouldn't say it to your mom, don't fucking put it on the internet. That's just some basic common sense right there. Just use that and appreciate what they do, because being an artist is not something that's easy. What they do is not easy. It takes a lot of talent and a lot of hard work, and it's a tough lifestyle. So kind of appreciate that. And uh Luch, I like what you said about like how it's, this music is it's for everyone. Outsiders like us, the outcasts, are welcome. It doesn't matter what your background is, what you look like, what your past is. Well, unless you're a chomo. If you're a chomo, get the fuck out of here. But unless what your past is, like, everybody is welcome to this. And that's, like, you've been to way more metal shows or shows in general than I have. And like the energy, the atmosphere that those metal shows bring. I mean, just like you kind of talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, well, I want to go back. What's a chomo?
that's that's a term for well, I can't say it on the internet. It's called a PDF file, and you can they like younger people. You get it?
I guess so, Mike. What the hell? All right, well, let's go back to metal. We'll forget
Yeah,
about
there you
that.
go. They like underage people. That's those type of
That's
people.
sick. Yeah,
Yeah,
fuck that.
yeah. So they're not
All right.
allowed, but everybody else is.
Yeah, no, the energy at the shows, man. You know, it's for me at least, it's indescribable. You know, and you can be having a bad day and go to a show, all of a sudden it just flips itself around and turns into a fantastic evening or night, and you know you're around a lot of cool people generally, and you know you got artists out there that can really get a crowd moving, get them involved in that. And a lot of times, I think at these metal shows, especially some of the hardcore stuff, where it's a lot younger crowd, many times, it's a little more difficult to get them involved. Um, you have your folks that are really involved, and that's your high flying kickers and spinning back kick folks. But a lot of those people there, I was watching Kubla Khan last night, and he's a great front man trying to get everybody involved. But that's a younger audience, at least with the couple shows I was watching, and they're a little more shy and not really certain as to what they're supposed to be doing. And plus it's probably a little intimidating when you see some guys that are doing these flying back kicks and going, "Whoa, wait a minute!" Swinging their arms in circles and going, "I better not get too close, or I'm gonna get clocked." But it's the energy, and it's the craziest thing to see some of that, and then people hug and pat each other's back and go on. It's like nowhere else can people go out there about like a brawl and then walk off and be best buddies. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's almost like watching an MMA fight, kind of like you mentioned earlier. Uh, those guys will sit there and slug each other in the face and then hug it out. And I mean, that's kind of what those hardcore shows. Like I remember when we went to Acacia Strain, that was my very first hardcore show. I know Terror played. It was
Hate
people
breed.
hate Marie. People started doing the spinning back fist and the kicks, and I was like, holy shit. Like, I was used to, like, a Metallica or, like, the most extreme mosh pit I've ever seen was Slipknot. And there was, like, some elbows thrown and all that, but it wasn't too crazy. But, yeah, the hardcore shows, man, it is wild, and, I see why people do that, why it's such a tight community, because 'cause you're able to just release all that tension. Like, if you have it, I mean, everybody's got some built up tension to some point. Uh, and it's always awesome to be able just to release that, get it out there, and then you know that you're around a bunch of people doing the same thing. It definitely creates a community. It's kind of a nice escape from reality to be able to talk about something else other than your daily problems. And
Right. And where else can you have what is called a exercise tantrums like that? Because you sure as hell ain't gonna do it on a street corner. You'll find yourself locked up in a padded room in a heartbeat.
yeah, yeah, you definitely get thrown in the clinker for that. But
Yeah.
that's what's cool. It's kind of like, you don't have to follow the rules for a little bit. Like I said, it's freedom. It's escape from reality, and I mean, it creates like a family unit. Like the fan bases are definitely dedicated to these bands, and therefore, you find that commonality where you have that hardcore dedication, and it's just like you could meet somebody you've never met in your life. They're from a totally different background. They look different than you, and immediately you have that connection. And it doesn't matter like about all the background, all that shit. You have that connection, and it's like you're instant friends, like you've known each other forever. It's a it's a wild, wild thing. I don't know. It's kind of like how military veterans talk about their brotherhood or their sisterhood, and it's one of those things that unless you actually do that, unless you be there, it's kind of hard to understand. Uh, but it's such a powerful thing, and it really does help with your mental health. Like people think metalheads or people that like hard rock are these angry, oh, they just a bunch of screaming and all that. It's like, no, they're probably the easiest going people you're gonna meet. I mean, a lot easier going than any other music group. And and any type of music that helps you is great, but there's just something about metal and hard rock that's just it's just different. I've never experienced anything like that or any other concert or show where you have that community. It's just fucking wild, and it's awesome, and everybody should at least check it out. Even if you don't like the music, just go to a show and check it out. I promise you'll find something in common.
Yep, and you're probably gonna like the instrumental of it. I have a few friends. They always say, "Man, if it wasn't for the singing or whatever that's called, the instrumentals are awesome." And
Yeah,
I can respect that and understand that. So yeah, and it's not like you said, it's not just metal that provides this, but for us, it provides it more than anything else as far as music wise. For some folks, it might be rap or country or whatever, uh, you know, but for us, it's metal, and there's a whole lot like us that metal is their thing to, you know, that gives them a positive energy and a release and peps them up or picks them up when they're feeling down or whatever the scenario may be.
yeah, exactly what you said. That's it's just something that it's different. And talking about liking the maybe not liking the vocals, like I remember I had never heard of I'd heard of Hate Breed and I'd heard of Terror, but I'd never heard of Acacia Strain. And it's not necessarily a type I like because I like to be able to, understand the words a little bit. Not and Acacia Strains, their vocals are a little more death metal, where it's kind of hard to understand. And normally I wouldn't like that, but that show was just like, holy shit. It totally changed my opinion that I'm like, I will rock out to Acacia Strain anytime. And if they're in town, you're damn right I'm gonna go see them because it's just it like I said, it's just something about it. It's like even though I can't really understand it, it's got that vibe, it's got that beat, that feeling to where it's just I mean, if you're driving your car, you can't help but just if it comes on the radio, that adrenaline just kind of starts pumping in you. And you just it's like you automatically feel better. I mean, it really is it's a form of therapy. I mean, it's it's crazy how much it helps you just get through the daily shit.
And you can use it as a homeopathic solution to a problem.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, I like that. It's a natural solution, if you will. I mean, it's fucking it's something else, and that's what we really like to focus on is the positive aspects of music and mental health. And there's that reminds me one of the bands I do talk about, Beyond the Black. I'm friends with the lead singer Jennifer, or as I call her, Janene, and uh, their band is mostly like their lyrics are about mental health, and they've just put out four amazing songs. So if you have a chance, check out Beyond the Black. They've got four singles out right now, all about mental health, and they're all bangers. So go check them out. And to kind of wrap things up here, uh, speaking of mental health, we have got a brand new channel. It is called Lansky's Lunatics because yeah, we are fucking crazy. And we're gonna talk about more about mental health there. We'll talk about controversial topics, uh whether it's political, capital punishment, whatever's going on with Antifa and all that shit. We're gonna cover it, and we're gonna have people from all different points of views. So you're gonna get the broad spectrum, and we're gonna try and show people that hey, you can have completely differing opinions. You can have someone on the far left talk to someone on the far right, and afterwards, kind of like a metal show, after being in the pit, after a conversation, we can shake hands, be friends, and go talk about something else. That's we're gonna show that we can do that because right now this country needs that fucking help. If you ask me, it we're we're in desperate need of some positivity, and that's what we're gonna try and do. And hopefully, we can make a little difference in the world. Who knows? So, and Luch, I do believe you're gonna be on that a few times as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll be on there as a not a special guest, but a special guest. Special, maybe I'll be special ed.
Don't say that because I'll start calling you that.
Well, that'd be all right. But you're right, man. People need to realize we may have some different views on things. Nobody's going to believe in the same thing, but as long as you're not harming somebody else, there's no reason to get violent or stupid with anybody. So and everybody's entitled to that right to have their opinion and their belief. And it's one thing this country is based off of is having your right to have your opinion and freedom of speech. And when you're fighting for freedom of speech, whether you agree with the other person or not, you got to support their freedom of speech because that's how you have yours. You can't be one-sided and expect everybody to be uh, the way you are because the world don't work like that. Not here. So, you know,
Exactly.
again, you want freedom of speech, it goes both ways.
Exactly. That's it's give and take. You
Yep.
give your opinion and then they may not like it. Well, you gotta turn around and do the same thing. And that's freedom of speech is absolutely huge. It is what separates America from so many countries in the world. And we are gonna exercise the shit out of it. So that's
Yep. And if America's such a terrible place to people and sucks so bad, why do so many people risk their lives coming here? So, you know,
exactly.
a
And
lot of
it's
people that do a lot to get here, um, and they go through a lot. And if you probably stop one of them and ask them on the street what was better, I'm pretty sure they're going to tell you the United States of America. That's why they came.
exactly. Couldn't say any better. And that's yeah, exactly. We're gonna remind people that this country has some great qualities, and that's what we're gonna do on the new channel. Again, it's called Lansky's Lunatics. I will add the link down below in the description, and please check it out and come back and check out more episodes of Lansky and the Luch. I for the next episode we'll be covering. You ready for it? I'm gonna be covering baby metal and what the hell it is because it is something unique. So I'll be talking a little bit about that, and I know those fans are gonna come in and have some wild comments. So it's a good thing we touched on mental health before this. Uh, with that being said, this is Lansky signing off. Luch, you got any final words?
Man, everybody just be supportive of one another and ask yourself I'm gonna do one good deed every day and do it in the name of metal and the name of yourself.
I couldn't say any better. That's a perfect way to close. And we will see y'all next time. Thank you again for tuning in. Please leave a like and please subscribe. Talk to y'all later.